All right, y'all, what's going on? It's Combo Breaker 99 back with another post-fight thoughts video on fight Saturday night. Jaron Boots Ennis versus Roiman Villa. All right, y'all. So, yeah, shout out to Boots Ennis, man. Once again, puts on a good show, shows off his skills, many different skill sets he was able to show off in this fight against a dangerous prospect in Villa. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, Villa was just a come-forward type of fighter, but the guy offered pressure, power in both hands. He has a pretty good right uppercut as well. Which he did land a few times on Boots, landed a couple of left hands as well, but Boots Ennis just proved to be too much. He showed a lot of different skill sets in this one fight. And that's the thing I like about Boots. He adds a little bit of flashiness to his game, yet he still remains technically sound. He still has those fundamentals and, he remains disciplined. He doesn't get too wild and crazy in there. I think his father kind of brings him back every time, he goes back to the corner. And if he does something a little too out of line, or sticks his chin out too much, he gets him right back into the mix of trying his best to, keep the fundamentals. So, Boots Ennis, to a lot of casual fans, they say he kind of reminds him of Roy Jones. In a way, you could kind of say he's more of a technical Roy. I think the best way to describe it is like let's kind of go back to like early 2000s, Roy Jones, when he started to slow down a little bit. He started getting hit more, right? That version of Roy still continued to depend on speed. But let's say if Roy acknowledged the fact that he started to slow down and he started to add the basics back to his game, this would be Roy Jones. Jaron Ennis, I think he shows some quick flashiness. He sticks his head out there. Sometimes he'll lead with a power shot, but he'll always go back to the jab. Like if Roy would have done that before, started, keeping his defense a little bit more tighter, using the basics like the jab, just all around putting his guard up in the pocket, moving his head and being a little bit more of a quicker inside fighter. I think Roy probably would have, added more years to his career. And you can kind of see that with Jaron Boots Ennis. He'll do a little bit of flashiness, but then he'll go right back to boxing and using his physical strength and, his inside fighting. He did that well against, a pressure fighter, knew how to tie up and just overall control the fight. So, yeah, looking back at the first half of the fight, like the first round right away, you got a consistent jab, good consistent jab from Boots Ennis, landed, I believe he threw like over 40 jabs in the first round, just really splitting the guard on Villa. And then in the second and third round, just really boxing a sound game. Every now and then Villa would get in a shot or two, but Boots, using his footwork, would get out of range, just continue to box from the outside. In the later rounds, in the mid rounds, he did some, very good work on the inside, good body shots. I believe it was round 5 where he caught Villa with a good overhand right and buckled him, almost dropped him in that round. And then he caught him again with a good left uppercut in the 6th round, hurt him again. And then throughout the 7th, just continued to bust him up and hurt him again. So Villa, going back to the corner, I believe like round 4, or was it 5, went back to the corner, nose busted up, starting to look a little bit frustrated, still staying in the fight, but he just didn't really have anything to offer. Then when you went to 8 and 9, Boots was just in complete control, boxing from the southpaw stance, landing those hard right hooks, and just switching the jab every moment he could get. He was either jabbing with the left or jabbing with the right. 10th round was the closer. That was the finisher for Boots. He backed up Villa with some good jabs, started popping that jab off, backed him up to the corner, and as Villa stepped back out, he had a good straight left hand over the top, right on the temple, buzzed him, about put him down, but then Boots caught him with a good right hook right through the guard, and that one sent him stumbling into the ropes, and the referee stopped the fight. So, yeah, overall it was a good fight. I think, yeah, Boots, he showed everybody again, clean sweep, that he has the skills and he's got the flashiness, to put on a good show and be a possible threat in the welterweight division. Now, is he ready for Spence and Crawford? Well, I'll answer that question here again in a minute. I know I answered it a year ago. I said no, but going back to some of the things I liked about Boots, I do like the fact that he will adjust his punch placement. He will like punch around the guard. He doesn't waste too much energy, just trying to tap the guard or running around waiting for the perfect shot. He will like jab on a guy's guard and kind of knock at the door until they open, and then boom, boom, he invades the house, right? So I think that, Boots, he does a good job of, being physically stronger and just kind of busting through the guard. He also shows signs of being a physically strong puncher, because when he does hit the guard, he will move you. Every time he would hit Villa's guard, some of those punches that landed on the guard would still like they still would move Villa. They still would move him. So, he's always throwing something. He's letting his hands go. Something we always tell Broner. This guy is letting his hands go. That's why he stays ahead of the game, and he'll find those openings because if he's hitting you on this side and you're blocking, boom, boom, he'll come up on your right side and catch you. So, yeah, overall, I like what Boots is doing. I like how he's stepping up each tier. I know he wants Spence and Crawford, but in my opinion, I still would like to see him fight another tier. I would like to see him fight another former type champion. Is Jamal James still around? I would like to see that fight. It might be a little bit of less fight, but Ugas is a good fight. Maybe like the Thurman Ugas winner or Ugas or Thurman if they choose not to fight. One of those guys or Emantius Staniosis. Shout out to Virgil Ortiz. Hope he's doing better. Hope he's doing much better. But he's been having some issues. He's had to pull out of the Staniosis fight 3 times. So hey, call out Staniosis. Staniosis fought on PBC. Staniosis, he fights over there. He's got that WBA regular belt. So if Boots wants to put himself in that position, go ahead and take on this young Lithuanian. He's tough. He's scrappy. He has a good chin. He's in that same tier as Boots, Virgil Ortiz, and now you have Staniosis. So I'd say forget the Spence Crawford fight for now because they have a contract for a rematch. So they might exercise that rematch after this fight, July 29th, or whoever wins might move up to 154. So I think Boots, I know he wants it. I like that energy. He's calling out the best, but he needs to just make his own path. Take on one of these other guys in the meantime that can get you better and put you on the map till people see the bodies that you stack up on your resume. Then they'll say, oh, yeah, this guy's ready. So, yeah, go ahead and get this young lion, Emantius Staniosis, call him out. Try to make that fight before the end of the year. That's my opinion. But, yeah, guys, that's all I got on this one. Let me know in the comment section what y'all thought of Boots' performance. Make sure y'all subscribe, all boxing, everything. I'm out. Peace.